Boom, boom. Hey y'all, it's Niecy Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, y'all, welcome back. Clack, clack. I hope y'all can hear me okay. I hope y'all can see me okay. I have to do that because I'm not in my usual setup. Blurred the background because I felt like the background was kind of chaotic. It was giving chaotic. So I'm blurring the background like I'm in y'all's conference call at work. Okay. How are y'all feeling? Thank you for the thumbs up. Oh, and thank you for being a member. Hashtag Niecy Hive. Hey, Nola. All right. So I'm here on a Tuesday, here to review Love and Marriage Huntsville, as well as review Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, cool. Come through loud and clear. Good. Okay, cool. So I watched the episodes when they came out. Yeah, I'm trying to do 50 things at once. And I gotta pull up my notes because I do remember like Love and Marriage Huntsville didn't really move me like that. Love and Marriage Huntsville did not really move me like that. But Real Housewives of Potomac moved me. Like, okay, I gotta jump on and I have to talk to y'all about Real Housewives of Potomac. Also, I think y'all should know, I've been trying to get my life together because things have been so out of whack. And today I was supposed to be going to the state fair, but I was like, you know what? I missed one day. If I don't go live today, I'm not going to be able to go to the state fair. So I just want y'all to know that I love y'all. Okay. Hey, Makia, Stephanie, Demetria. Oh, hey, from Dallas. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Jay Darkness. Welcome to your first live. Annabelle. Hey, Fave. And hey, Taylor. And yes, this is a new U-Part wig that I have on my head. I got it from Amazon. If I like it, I will put it in the Amazon storefront. If it's trash, I won't tell y'all nothing about it. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and start off with Love and Marriage Huntsville, the show that really did not move me as much. I came on and talked to y'all about the fight a couple weeks ago. The episode starts out with Tiffany and Destiny at Madani. Okay, so we should have known Tiffany's messy ass was going to come around to Madani to try to figure out what her and Big Lou missed over the weekend. Something about this relationship between Tiffany and Destiny I don't really like. But to be all the way real with y'all, I know y'all call this the Destiny hate train, but it's something about Destiny in majority of her relationships that I don't really like. And it's just because Destiny can't be trusted in my book. I'm sorry. She can't be trusted. So Destiny, y'all, I want y'all to pay attention to these words because I love to pick apart her words. Destiny tells Tiffany that Stormy brought flowers in a Gucci box to the grand Riri opening. Now, I'm picking apart the fact that she said Gucci box because you didn't want to make it seem like Stormy was doing something big and grand. It was more than a Gucci box, Destiny. It was definitely a $2,000 Gucci purse that you were ungrateful for. So Destiny also tells Tiffany misinformation, and she says that Mel did not speak. She ends up recapping the entire event, y'all. Of course, making it seem like it was Mel's fault. The people who were not invited were the ones who hadn't apologized to her. And Tiffany automatically feels bad for Destiny because she feels like Destiny's event was ruined. Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but the awkward silence, like just from that episode, y'all, if we look back and you heard how empty the room was, it was as empty as like a work mixer. Nobody was talking. It was as empty as a work mixer without alcohol. Nobody was talking. So I'm kind of just like, Destiny, I think it's funny that you decided to recap the whole story like this. And basically she says that everybody apologized except for Mel. And honestly, y'all, if I was Mel, I wouldn't apologize either. Next, we move on to the Scotts. And We see Marceau, Tisha, we see Kimmy and Maurice. And Tisha is basically pleading to her brother-in-law, please talk to your brother. Please talk to my husband because I do not like the way that he speaks to me. I'm not his slave. And Marceau is basically telling her that she just needs to listen. He must have really went home and was on one, because I'm surprised that Tisha was showing us this level of vulnerability, only because this is what we know. We know that he talks to you like a damn fool. We know that you do whatever he says. You are the poster child for a submissive wife, okay, to a husband that can somewhat seem narcissistic and controlling for his own greed. So I'm surprised that you're showing us something that we already believe to be true. Anyway, we heard that Martell and Marceau squashed their beef. Now, let me ask y'all how y'all feel about that. Chat, comment. How do y'all feel about Martell and Marceau squashing their beef? Y'all, I don't know if y'all saw, but last Wednesday, I hopped on Melody Holt's Instagram Live. And I told her that episode, the one before this one, was great because it revealed everyone for who they truly were. At first I said that it revealed Stormy because she was like a really nice person and, you know, the sound baths must be really working. But now that I've heard the behind the scenes stuff, I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't really pay attention. Stormy is starting to seem like she wants approval from people. And I really overlooked that. Stormy actually wants to be friends with Destiny, and I'm not sure why. So she was revealed in that way. Destiny was revealed in a way to where we just saw how much blinded hate that she has for Mel, because it doesn't make sense why you hate Mel so much, right? And we know that she hated Mel because she couldn't even hear her. All she could do was see her and follow her around the room. When it comes to the Scotts, their ability to falsify a situation and actually believe the words that are coming out of their mouth is insane. Okay, that's definitely a quality trait you have to either be a bloodline Scott or marry a Scott, and that's what we saw. Lastly, y'all, when it came to Martell, I said, was the only one who was innocent that episode. And that's because Martell moved accordingly, right? He protected his ex-wife. He protected his ex-mother-in-law. But when all of that dirt was said and done, when all the chaos was said and done, Martell really sat there and said, I hope this doesn't mess up my relationship with the Scotts. I was like, Martell, that must be the money talking, because only you would be on the brink of fighting someone, putting hands on somebody, and then all of a sudden hoping that it doesn't ruin your business relationship with them. I mean, that business relationship was done. So the fact that you were able to even think that y'all needed to brainstorm a solution tells me that your pockets must be really light. Your pockets must be really light. So he revealed himself in that way. That was a damn mess. So how do y'all feel about Martell and Marceau squashing the beef? Annabelle, she said Martell must have some life-damaging tea. Girl, what's even more funny is Martell was the one who I thought was like, are you crazy? But Marceau sat there and told his brother and told Tisha, no, we're good. What? Where have y'all ever seen two people physically get ready to fight each other, knock some heads off, and then 2 seconds later, they're good? No. Martell knows something. And Tisha is so smart that Tisha knows that Martell knows something. But she don't want to go against the grain because she wants to save face for sake of, you know, not having her clown mask exposed. Keisha says beef wasn't real and Marty has dirt on Marceau and Mel knows what it is. Hell yes, she knows exactly what it is. Yes, and Pacino rules. They're never going to do business with him. Facts, okay? Thank you so much, Eb. You look cute too with your red lips and your profile picture. Zaria says it's fake. I don't think it's fake. I don't think it's fake at all. But I absolutely think that Martell has some life damaging tea. And get this, y'all. Part of me feels like if Martell doesn't work with the Scots again, which at this point we know he won't, they probably have set him up in a position to work with someone else. They probably have set him up in a situation to make money somewhere else without them having to work with him, because you had to do something. This to me is very much given like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, blackmailing, you got some tea on me, let me help you. All for the sake of brotherhood. So yeah, Marceau says that he doesn't want to be around recklessness, which means he don't want to be around Wanda, and Tisha has to basically cut her mama off when it comes to these events. The funniest thing though during this this sit down was Tisha saying she didn't want to work with Martell, and then Marceau saying, "Well, you know, hiring an unlicensed contractor is not something we would do." So it's like, that was funny to me because we always talk about Martell not having builder's license, right? For one. But for two, the way that you joked about Martell being unqualified is contradictory to the fact that you wanted to work with this man. Unless he had some tea. Unless he had some tea on you. So I'm like, okay, that is too funny. So next, y'all, we move on from this scene to seeing Martell and Melody. They basically recap the whole fight. Martell says that, you know, he loved Mel. He want to drink her bath water and he wants to marry her again. And he want to do right. He don't say all that. Martell says that they're still family and he wants what's best for her. And I think that that was cool to see. But this is what's leading to the trip in Florida. This is why Mel invited Martell to the trip in Florida. They both decide that they don't want Wanda around, and they decide to have a dinner and get the comeback group back together. When was the last time we heard of comeback group besides season 1, y'all? So I think that's going to be some mess. And I'm interested to see how Mel handles this, because I asked her that in my when I went live on her Instagram. How would she handle moving forward with the group? And she said that she didn't know. And I know she a Scorpio like me, and I'm sorry. I don't forget nothing. Barely be forgiven. I'm sorry. Just to be all the way real. Barely be forgiven. Honestly, when I let shit go, it's just because I don't want to carry any negativity. I don't want to carry any negativity. It's not because I'm like, oh, they didn't really mean it. It's usually like, you know what, girl, I'm not carrying this hate in my heart. F you. And I think that that's where Mel is going to be at. So y'all, we move on. Let's see. Y'all say they was playing in Martell's face. Absolutely, right? Martell knows where the bodies are buried, and that's why Marceau keeps getting back good with him no matter what. Exactly. And I know Tisha is probably asking him about this at home. Delia, my girl, she says Tisha is willfully ignorant. Couldn't have said it better myself. Here we go. I love my astrology lovers. No one forgets water signs in supply and contact. Okay. All right. So now, y'all, we move on to what else really happened, y'all. I'm trying to see what else was really worth talking about. Tiffany meets up with Stormy. And Stormy ends up asking Tiffany to be in a commercial, which I think was cool. Stormy recaps the fight for what actually happened and not what Destiny wanted to believe. Tiffany ends up asking a silly ass question saying, will the fight at her shop hinder her reputation? Stormy had me on the flow when Stormy said, well, that was better than what she had going on. It's better than being closed. It's better than being closed. I mean, do you want to, it's better that you go home and we send your luggage, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Next we see Martell and Chris. We find out that Martell and Marceau will not be working together. Not surprised. And then that's where we hear about this original dinner for the 6th. We also see Stormy and Destiny meet up. And Destiny, to me, y'all, I hated seeing Destiny and Stormy sit down. Only because Destiny has this, she thinks she's superior to Stormy for whatever reason. You're not superior when it comes to status, to money, to attitude. I mean, there's a lot of things where I would prefer to see Stormy on my TV screen. So I hate that Stormy wants to be friends so bad with Destiny, because at this point, Stormy, like, you gotta, I don't know what you got going on. I don't know in what ways you're blessed in wanting to keep relationships, but I would have burned the damn bridge. Only because that beef that you had with Destiny was not even beef on your behalf. You asked Destiny a question, and then it turned all into this, what's up, what's good, what's up? And y'all was about to fight. So again, if you get to the point to where you want to put pause on me, we're done. I don't know you. You do not exist. Okay, you're blocked. So I just hated seeing this scene because Destiny had to over explain herself. Stormy says that, or not Stormy, Destiny says that she would have preferred for Stormy to bring over Madani products so we both could make money instead of you bringing over a Gucci bag. Stormy then explains that she couldn't bring over the product because she was working with a broker. I told y'all it was probably something related to business as to why Stormy couldn't get in her shop. But to be real, Destiny, I don't know what the traffic looks like in your store, Destiny. I don't know what the traffic looks like in your store, Destiny. But some part of me, based on how empty the shelves and the walls was in that store, is telling me that you should have just took the Gucci bag. Okay? Part of me is telling me that you should have just took the Gucci bag. And Stormy, I need you to stand up. Okay? I don't get it. This girl is not going to do anything for you. I don't think she can do anything for you that you hadn't done on your own. You have an empire. You're a millionaire. You got a big ass ranch house doing so many things and so many big box retailers. You're on the show, not by way of Destiny. So I'm kind of just like, girl, leave that girl alone. So lastly, Stormy suggests bringing everybody together. And Destiny says that if you want something to work with our friendship, I suggest that you leave Mel out. She hates Mel. I told y'all, that's her enemy. She believes they should all just kill Caesar. So that's not going to happen. Lastly, y'all, we see Funky Dineva come on the show. And I had an interesting thought about this interaction. Y'all tell me if I'm tripping, okay? I don't know nothing for fact. I don't know nothing for an inkling. I'm just guessing on what I saw on the show. So let's recap this moment, and then I'm gonna give y'all something that stuck out to me in that scene. So Funky Dineva shows up with his fresh Botox, okay, baby face, and he is talking to Tisha and Marcel, and he's like, "Hey, I heard y'all was down there knucking and bucking. What is going on?" Right? I'm so glad y'all said it. Yes, for the Mean Girls reference, okay. But yeah, anyway, he wants the recap for what was going on. And when he sits down, this is what stuck out to me. He says, can I get a margarita or can I get a martini? And I want this, but I ain't got my wallet. And Marcel says, after all you've done for me, of course you can get a drink for free. It's on the house. Now, my question is this, y'all. What has Funky Dineva done for Marcel? I'm not saying that to discount Funky, but I'm saying that to have y'all ponder or ask questions. I don't know. I'd like to know, what has Funky Dineva done for Marcel? Jasmine says he promoted their champagne. Oh, market their wine. Okay. All right. Y'all say promoted the wine. Let me tell y'all, that's nice. That's nice of him. That is a big deal. They probably made some good money. This is where my mind went. My mind went to maybe Funky Dineva has insight on something that Marcel didn't want released. Because he is one of the top reviewers. And he gets inside tea all the time. The same way that y'all be sending us stuff, I'm sure people probably send Funky stuff too, right? So part of me was wondering, is there something that Funky Dineva has done to potentially protect Marcel, or who knows? But that's just me, being pessimistic, I guess, or that's me being messy and me trying to put on my investigator hat. But it's no telling, right? So anyway, so we got that settled. He promoted his wine. All right, we got that settled. So anyway, Funky ends up telling Tisha that you got to cut your damn mama off. At what point do you just say to your mama, you can't come around? Tisha says it's all about respect, and he's telling her like, we got to stop, okay? We got to stop, listening to that old talk, and we got to protect our mental. So, y'all, that was pretty much it for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all be killing me. The resident forensic psychologist. Girl, yes, I'm always like, I don't know. I'm always like, something sounds. In this comment from Tori B, Tisha was pissed with Funky's advice. Everyone can see it, but Tisha. Yeah. Tisha was pissed because she didn't want to hear it from nobody else. And also, Funky was very straightforward. And the way he said it, what's funnier is I know he would have been even more straightforward and blunt if he was giving his own review. He still cuted up in a cute little way for Tisha, but your mama gotta go. Okay, your mom has made enough bingo chips and pump it up spritz hairspray bottles. Okay, at this point, your mama ain't got to do no more work. Your mama ain't got to work nights, weekends, holidays, and overtime to be the messy Betty on this show. So I think Miss Wanda's time is done. Okay, but y'all, hey y'all, this is all I have on Love and Marriage Huntsville, but we're not done, y'all. We are about to move on to Real Housewives of Potomac. So let me make sure I see all y'all's thoughts. I think so. He gets the tea. You think so too? Okay. I think I read all y'all's comments on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Hey, Kim, she said, Niecy, I did wonder if Funky is the reason they try to change our perception of Tisha this season. Funky said on several occasions he needs to handle Tisha. He did. He did say on several occasions that he needs to be their PR. He even gave advice to Martell too. But yeah, all right, y'all. Let's move on to Real Housewives of Potomac. So y'all go ahead, do me a favor and like the video, and we will move on to the next show. All right, I forgot to upload my little trend for Real Housewives. Let me see if I can do it right now. Because I actually liked the little blurry background that was coming through. It was actually doing something for me. Hopefully, it did not slow down the video quality, because I'm gonna be too upset if it slowed down the video quality. Let me upload this picture because I want to see y'all's face. So give me like 30 seconds. Say hello to your neighbor, okay? And welcome to our service. All right, y'all, we back. I got my image uploaded, okay? I hope y'all had a chance to say hello to your neighbor. It's time to get into Real Housewives of Potomac. And if y'all are new here, welcome to my channel, okay? We like to sip glasses of mimosas on Sundays whenever I come to y'all for Sunday brunch. And whenever I come to y'all throughout the weekday, I like to sip on some wine. Today, I'm sipping on some California Roots. The Target brand. It's a red blend. It's okay. It's not my favorite. It's okay. So if y'all got some suggestions for what I should sip on in our next meetup and what we're going to drink on, then let's do that, okay? So it is time to get into Real Housewives of Potomac. I did not review the first episode, so just to do a high-level 30-second recap, if you haven't watched anybody else's review or watched the episode, the girls are back. Even Robin. Okay? No relation. Now, Robin seems to be giving a little bit more this season, I do have to say. Robin seems to be moving with her own legs instead of attached to Giselle's back. I will say that. So this season, we even have Sharice back. We find out that Ashley is going through a divorce or separation, because you have to be legally separated for a year before you can call it a divorce. And then if you actually have sex in the middle of the separation, then it starts it all the way over. So we find that out. We find out that Mia is online saying that she could potentially have cancer. Wanted to share my thoughts on that with y'all. Mia. I feel for Mia, and I was extremely cautious when I was taking my notes, because y'all, this is the killer. Even when I don't be doing reviews, I still take notes. Make it make sense. I was extremely cautious on whether or not I wanted to give my opinion on Mia posting online that she could potentially have cancer. Do I think that Mia had a real cancer scare? Yeah, I think she did. Do I think that Mia thrives off of attention? Yes, I do. I think that Mia probably was scared, and I think she thought that having the affection of all of her fans online would get her to where she needed to be. But the thing is this, it's not real. Hey, Herc, I'm sorry, I'm filming. Anyway, I think that Mia wanted a lot of attention from people to get through this difficult time. I think she jumped the gun because she wanted the attention. Now, all of the women in the group said that it was weird, and majority of the women said that it was attention seeking. The only one who did not say that was Karen. Karen said that she thought it was odd that Mia chose that method of communicating by posting on social media. Not once did Karen say that it was attention seeking. That's probably what she thought, but she didn't say it. So Giselle walks up to Mia at the party and is like, oh, so is this what cancer looks like? No, cancer looks like? And Mia says, Giselle, fuck you. Okay, fuck you. She says it just like that. F you, okay? And I understand where Mia's coming from when it comes to that, because even if Mia is somewhat full of shit, you got to have a whole lot of audacity and a half to come to somebody and critique them on whether or not they could announce if they had cancer. Whole lot of audacity and a half, y'all. This is why. This is what deters me from filming sometimes, okay? My dog, I cannot with him. Love him, but I cannot. So anyway, y'all, so let's fast forward to this F you, fuck you, right? And we're at the spring party. And Jacqueline, who is Mia's friend, who was introduced to us, let me ask y'all this question, and y'all let me know in the chat. Another reason why I was like lightweight, not really wanting to review that first premiere episode, was it just me, or did y'all feel like they introduced a whole lot of friends to us? Like, it was way too many people in the first episode who did not have speaking parts, yet y'all still put their name on the screen. So it maybe it's just me because I take notes, but I was feeling kind of overwhelmed, because I'm like, who should I know and who should I not know? You telling us about Jacqueline, you telling us about all these 15 different people who don't have speaking parts in the episode, and I'm just like, come on. Janae says my mom actually had cancer last year and waited to say anything so that something like this wouldn't happen. Oh, Janae, I understand. Prayers for your mom. My mom is a breast cancer survivor. I understand where you're coming from. But yeah, you feel the same way. Who are these people? What is going on? So anyway, y'all, Jacqueline jumps in. All of the ladies have surrounded, and they're like, what's going on? Because all they hear is, fuck you, Giselle. And Jacqueline, who is Mia's friend, she comes out of nowhere, and she's just like, you know, when you go through things, sometimes a lot of things can be misunderstood. Jacqueline, I'm not sure what friend would tell another friend to post on social media and say trigger words like Johns Hopkins Cancer Center and they don't have cancer unless, you know, your friend got you on a reality show. And but as of last week, I don't even think that Jacqueline and Mia are cool, because I think Mia had made a post about Jacqueline and we talked about it on Who Ladies First Panel. So it's like, you did all this for what? Anyway, Jacqueline comes in and Karen says to Giselle, who are you to question her? Robin called everybody out and I'm like, okay, Rob. Rob says, okay, well, we're not going to act like it's only me and Giselle who were thinking that Mia was doing the most and being disingenuous and wanting attention. And she calls out every single person in the room and is like, okay, all of y'all had the same idea. And I'm like, wow, am I going to like Robin this season? Is Robin going to have a storyline this season? We'll see. So in the middle of that conversation, Wendy says, I'm sorry, who is this? In reference to Jacqueline, because it's like, who is this? Honestly, Wendy's like, I'm not trying to be rude. I just really don't know who you are. And I would have felt the same way. So Charisse ends up arriving to the party. When Charisse arrives, Karen makes a face. And Giselle was like, are y'all cool? Which was super awkward. I can't stand Giselle's messy ass. And she's saying that because if y'all haven't watched previous seasons, Karen does not like Charisse because Charisse mentioned Karen having a little sneaky link on the side known as Blue Eye, Mr. Blue Eye. So Mia, y'all, this is what's funny to me. Once the group disperses, Mia ends up telling Karen, I'm doing God's work. This is why I made the post, because I need to speak up for people who are going through things like me. I'm doing God's work. Girl, Mia, I don't know if you heard them old folks tell you, but God is not the author of confusion. Okay? And I think that the post that you made on Instagram was confusion. So I'm just like, girl, you tried it, but okay, that was funny. So Katie ends up arriving to the party, y'all. I love me some Katie, and she was just looking like she was losing some marbles like the last time we seen her, but don't we love us some Katie? She was bald, you know, and she squeezes Ray's ass. Like, okay, real odd. While that's going on, we see Charisse and Karen standing off to the side, and Charisse is like, Karen, I miss you, and I want us to meet up. And Karen is just like, girl, I'm not fucking with you at all. So do they ever really meet up? No, and we'll talk about that. We see Candiace and Ashley, and they're kikiing. And I don't know if y'all watched What Happens Live a while ago, but Ashley said that her and Candiace actually made up in New York because they have secrets that no one will ever know, only between the two of them. So I'm like, girl, what happened in New York? Was y'all out there doing Girls Gone Wild? Was y'all in New York? I don't know. I guess we'll never know what the secret is, but they're back cool. So Karen hops on the microphone and she's like, the grand dame is back. And with her corny ass, I love me some auntie Karen. So next, y'all, we go see Karen at the doctor. Karen is talking about the breast lift that she got. And she says that she does not want to encourage young women to go get plastic surgery in their 20s. She wants them to wait until they get older, right? Ray says that he doesn't want her influencing women at all, especially their daughter. She doesn't need plastic surgery at all. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Next, y'all, we move on to Candiace. Her sister moved in, and y'all, I really liked seeing her sister on the show because her sister used to be the one who was going to her sister used to be the one that would get their mama together. So I really enjoyed seeing Candiace's sister on the show. I wonder if Dorothy is coming back. Girl, I hope not. The way you and Chris was arguing in the premiere episode in the car, do not have your mama come around for another 60 days. Because if your mama comes around and adds fuel to the fire and you and Chris are already arguing like this, girl, don't let your mama ruin your marriage. All right. So we find out that Candiace wants to try to get pregnant at the end of the year. But she wants quality time from Chris. She's doing treatment to freeze her eggs at an IVF center. My thoughts on this, y'all. I don't know what it takes to go through IVF to conceive a child. I don't know how many rounds you do. I don't know what the appointments look like. I don't know if Chris needs to be at every single appointment with her, but if that's her preference, I guess he could try. But the alternative is that Chris is not working and that Chris then becomes your manager. And that didn't work out too well. So I really don't know what's the right call. Because did y'all peep her sister saying, how are you feeling now that Chris is working? It's funny because Chris hadn't worked because of the pandemic. But when they came on the show in previous seasons, she said that he was doing YouTube classes. He was being her manager. He was doing this. He was doing all these like self-employed work, self-employed jobs, right? So I'm just like, I don't really know. Y'all and Chris is on the brink. When they was in that car arguing, like usually we get to see Candiace act the ass and not so much Chris. Chris was acting the ass. He started cussing at her first. And I'm like, all right. So now, y'all, we move on to Ashley and her friend Deborah. This is her mommy friend that she met in the class. Michael's still staying at the condo. Ashley said that she's not sad, but she does think that they'll both move on fast from the relationship. Yeah, I think y'all will move on fast because I think y'all was barely together. Y'all been married for 8 years. Y'all probably have been monogamous and serious for 4. If I had to guess. In my opinion, I feel like Ashley was the fun girl for Michael. Somehow she found her way to, go ahead and put that ring on it. And you continued to be the fun girl into the early stages of the marriage. But as soon as you got pregnant and you start having children, it sounded like to me you wanted something a little bit more traditional. So I feel like as soon as you had the kids, y'all's relationship probably has never been the same. So y'all probably have not been together for a long ass time. Ever since those scandals have been coming out, y'all probably have been life partners, like Will and Jada like to say. So I'm kind of just like, yeah, come on. Hey, T. T says, who was it on Ulay's first panel that said Michael doesn't want a damn house? One of y'all said it and Ashley confirmed it this week. I think it was Jamie. I think it was Jamie who said that Michael didn't want a house. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. In my opinion, I still think that Ashley is, well, let me think. I think Ashley intends on leaving him, right? However, if Michael can just convince her to be kept, I think she's willing to just be separated. But one thing I will say after Watch What Happens Live, Ashley let us know that there were aspects of her post-nuptial where certain words don't check out the way that she thought. So that lets us know that you're not getting half, okay? You stayed the 8 years, you beat the 5-year timeline, but you're still not getting half. So I think that's why at this point, Ashley is considering just being kept because she probably thought she was going to get half. But y'all let me know in the chat. Do y'all think that Ashley is leaving Michael? And then Ashley also lets us know that she's going to play in a high heels class. Next, y'all, we see Robin and Giselle at the coffee shop. And Robin, okay, I'm proud of you, girl. She ends up confronting Giselle on why would you tell Ashley that only my name is on the house? Y'all, I immediately knew what that was. Whenever Robin's name was only on the house. I just assumed it was for credit reasons. I really did. Only because they were in financial ruins. I was kind of just like, she either did that to protect herself because they were not together, or either it was credit reasons because he was living in the house the whole time. Do I think that Robin is being hypocritical at AF? Hell yeah. Because how are y'all going to judge? Giselle, you circled the block on this man. I don't care if it was 15 years later. But the fact that you circled the block on this man after having so many outside children on you, and you are judging Ashley, girl, get the fuck right now. I'm so sorry, but get the fuck right now. It's no way that you could be the divorce police just because you got a divorce. You circled the block on a man that had multiple babies on you, just like Wendy said. And then as far as Robin, you were living with this man and y'all were merely dating after getting the divorce. That's why I'm just like, come on, right? So anyway, yeah, we find out that his name is not on the house because of the credit. Robin tells Giselle that her delivery was off when it came to Mia. Not before Giselle ends up apologizing to Robin. It's just like, okay, cool, whatever. So this is where the tea starts to come in, y'all. We find out from Robin, who found out from Ashley, that Chris, Candiace's husband, DM'd her at 2:42 in the morning. I think that they're literally making something out of nothing. He saw her the night of the spring party. She continued to turn up. He told her, you should have came to the W. If I was Ashley, I wouldn't have responded. And I probably would have been like, what the fuck? If I didn't know he worked at the W. But even then, I'm with Robin. I think that Ashley was doing the most. But do I think that Ashley's hesitance or curiosity was innocent? I do. I think that Ashley was being innocent. Like, why is he DMing me? Right? Now, Giselle took this as an opportunity to bring up some shit that she had never brought up before on camera. Why wait until Ashley says something to decide that you too have felt victimized? You too have felt threatened by Chris. Get the fuck. So I'm sorry, y'all. Giselle keeps making me say that. I try not to cuss that much because I don't want to get flagged. But Giselle keeps making me say it, like, girl, get the fuck up out of here. If this is what you think that this season is about to be about. So Giselle says, yeah, well, I told you I was uncomfortable with Chris because he was in my dressing room at the reunion and he was drunk. And Robin says to her, well, what was he talking to you about? And she says, well, I don't remember. If you don't remember what this man was talking to you about, then how do you know that you felt so threatened? That doesn't make sense to me. It sounds like you just wanted to piggyback on the bullshit that you thought was getting started. So Robin says that she doesn't see anything wrong. And Giselle says, I've been approached many times by married men. And I think that he was just trying to see if I was about it. He was complaining about his wife. And it's like, okay, well, Giselle, the first time that Robin asked you what he was talking to you about, that's when you should have said he was complaining about his wife instead of saying, I don't know. Do I think that Chris had this interaction with you? Yes. I think that Chris probably walked into your dressing room. I think that he probably was talking to you about Candiace. I think he was. I do think that Giselle probably thought to herself, wow, this is going to be bad if somebody comes in the room and sees me talking to him. I think that's true. But do I think that Chris ever did anything to actively threaten this woman or make her feel unsafe? No. So that's why I think it's extremely irresponsible on Giselle's part to be doing this. So when Candiace says, not my husband at the end of the episode, I feel you on that. I feel you on that because Candiace, this is not going to be a storyline. Y'all are not about to perpetrate Chris to be a predator when we know damn well, just like Candiace said, we had Michael Darby for years. We had Michael Darby for years, squeezing people's butts, saying stuff to people on the show, and y'all not once wanted to make him come off as a creep. Y'all had him on every reunion. Y'all, he was always on TV. Nobody exiled him from the group for the behavior that he displayed. Yet, y'all think that this season, y'all are going to do that to Chris. So I felt Candiace when it came to that. Like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. So next, y'all, we see Mia, G, and Jacqueline. We find out more about Jacqueline. They've been friends since they was 15. Mia needs more testing when it comes to this cancer, no cancer thing. And then we find out that Giselle ends up sending Mia a text message where she apologizes. Mia tells her, book an appointment, bitch. I'm playing. Mia just ignores her text message, but she says it's time they know who Mia Thornton is. So I'm like, okay, girl, good for you. But one of the things that I hated that she did in this scene was Jacqueline planted the seed of maybe Karen was playing both sides of the coin. I don't think she was. All I think it takes is for Mia to have a conversation with Karen. Karen was treading and handling the situation lightly. So the fact that you would be willing to not be friends with Karen or either villainize Karen, to me is alarming, because I know the same way that you're acting like you really want that smoke in front of G and Jacqueline by saying, oh, well, Giselle's going to have to book an appointment. As soon as you see Giselle face to face, like the first time you came on this show, y'all are going to be cool again, but you're going to feel more comfortable having all that smoke with Karen. And to me, that's a problem. That's a huge problem to me, because I want you to keep that same energy with everybody. And I don't think she's going to be able to do that, y'all. Oh my gosh. Y'all know, after I be sitting in front of this light for so long, we friends here, right? This is what I always say. We friends, right? After I sit in front of this ring light for so long, one of my eyes start going. I probably shouldn't have told y'all that, because the next time somebody come in my review and they be like, Pitch, don't talk about my fave. That's why your eye, that's what they're going to be doing, okay? Devil's advocate question. Okay. Janae says, but devil's advocate, why does Candiace feel like her husband is off limits after witnessing Giselle go after everyone else's men? Okay, so good question. I don't think that, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, I don't remember Candiace partaking in the witch hunt of anybody else's men on the show. I only remember her calling out what was fact, and that was the fact that Michael was a creep. Michael was a creep. So I think Candiace kind of just sat back and minded her business, like, okay, y'all gonna come for me, but y'all absolutely won't come for my husband. And then when it was her husband's turn, she was like, hell no, it's not my husband's turn. You tried it. So next, y'all, we move on to Ashley and Candiace. And this is where Ashley, yeah, thank you so much, Wendy Sims. Try to be creative with the cuss words if y'all are going to cuss in the chat, okay? Try to be creative. Ooh, I'm going to act like I didn't see this one. But anyway, next, y'all, Ashley and Candiace meet up. And Ashley ends up telling Candiace about the DM at 2:42 in the morning. I love this interaction because Ashley handled this the right way. You should have told her one-on-one. However, y'all, do y'all feel like it's canceled out? Do y'all feel like this courtesy of her meeting with Candiace one-on-one is canceled out because she told Robin before she told Candiace? So to me, I'm kind of just like, girl, if you're giving me a courtesy, don't discuss my shit or stuff that you think is my shit with somebody else before discussing it with me, because it's going to be shared throughout the group. And the rest of the group is not going to know that Candiace and Ashley settled this mess. And Ashley's still going to be, Robin's still going to be telling people about this DM that Ashley got. So y'all let me know. To me, I just have to say it. I feel like it's canceled out. Ashley, you handled it right by talking to her one-on-one, but I think the courtesy was canceled out whenever you decided to go talk to Robin about it. That was irresponsible. So Candiace says that she can see where Ashley is coming from, and she's just going to give her one benefit of the doubt token. And I'm just kind of like, okay, cool. So finally, y'all, we move to this high heels dance class, and Karen is sick. She can't show up. And that's where we find out that Cherise says that Karen is ignoring her. Thank you so much for the super chat. Charm No Locks says, and Chris is from a different culture, but that's what Candiace get. She thought it would never be her turn. Candiace can dish it, but not take it. Oh, tragic. Okay. So anyway, y'all, Cherise says that Karen's ignoring her. I'm not surprised by that. Y'all let me know, but I'm not interested in Karen and Cherise beef. I'm not interested in Karen and Cherise beef this season. I'm barely interested in Cherise. I started watching the show when Cherise was on her way out. Like, I think I really started watching. Was Monique and Candiace introduced the same season? I can't remember. I started watching whenever Robin was trying to hit Monique with that umbrella. And I also remember whenever Candiace said something to Cherise about, oh, you being a bitch to me. And Cherise was like, did you just call me a bitch? I think that's when I started watching. So I'm kind of just like, girl, I don't care. June, I agree. They are pushing Cherise on us. I'm like, who asked for this? Okay. Who asked for this? Monique was season 2. Okay, so I started watching season 2. Okay, cool. Okay, so next, y'all, we see Ashley and Giselle, and they are talking. And Ashley says that she kind of felt a way about the way that Giselle came to her at the spring party about her divorce. She kind of feels like it's just her situation to go through, and Giselle shouldn't be so opinionated. Giselle says, well, I don't play around with divorce. I told y'all Giselle thinks that she is divorce police. And I'm kind of just like, Giselle, if you're going to circle the block on a man that has 7, 8 kids on you, and let 15 years go by before you circle the block, like, you cannot police that. You cannot police that. If Ashley says she's separated, she has to be separated for a year. And honestly, y'all, I think that Ashley and Michael's relationship is so unique that they could live with each other. They could live with each other and not be intimate, because I don't feel like they had their relationship for so long. She has been the trophy wife for so long. They have had a agreement, like Karen used to say. Remember when Karen lit her up in the car? She was like, okay, well, you and your husband have an agreement. Mine is an institution. Okay. And that's exactly what it reminded me of. So anyway, she says, didn't you and Jamal reconcile? She says, Michael hasn't cheated, hasn't had outside children. And when Ashley said that, I said, oh. And then they said, Michael hasn't cheated. And she said, well, not lately. Ashley, you almost had it, okay? You almost had it if you wouldn't have said that Michael hasn't cheated, okay? Because that's when they turn back around and put that clown mask on you, and I hate to see it. So they end up stopping the conversation there. Candiace has to explain her IVF situation to Robin and Giselle's nosy asses. And then finally we get down to the get down, which is Candiace and Giselle's one-on-one. Giselle says, I have to talk to you about your husband. Candiace says, my husband? And her face cracks. Watch it back, y'all. Her face literally cracks. And she's like, yeah, Chris made me uncomfortable. I don't want to be in a bedroom with a married man. And y'all let me know if I'm tripping. But when Giselle and Robin were sitting down at the coffee shop, it was my understanding that Chris had walked into her dressing room, because she said that she thought hair and makeup was going to be there. And then at the end of the episode, when Giselle presents this situation to Candiace, she says that she doesn't want to be in a bedroom with a married man. So did she kind of pump the gas, or is it something that we're missing? And y'all let me know if it was just me who saw it that way. But I feel like she changed her language a little bit when she was talking to Candiace in a bedroom, versus when you were talking to Robin, it was in a room with hair and makeup. But hair and makeup wasn't there. Yeah, they were at a hotel and their dressing room was a hotel room. Oh, okay. She said hotel room. I felt like her language changed. I do. I think her dressing room is a hotel room. She was being extra because you didn't sleep in that bed, girl. Thank y'all. I felt like her language completely shifted when she was talking to Candiace to make it like hit harder. And maybe I'm tripping. Yeah. Cool. Oh, this the comment from me. She said, I thought she sided with Giselle when she went for Monique's marriage. Honestly, y'all, I don't remember. Okay. So Candiace says, oh, so this is what we're doing. And she gets up and she says, where's Eric? I'm assuming that Eric is the executive producer or whatever. And she's like, we're not doing this. Not my husband. We have Michael Darby's ass, if that's what you want to do. And I was like, girl, I'm here for it. I was here for Candiace lighting the people up, and I was here for her protecting her husband, because y'all was on some bullshit if that's what y'all thought it was going to be. Okay. But y'all, that's all I have for Real Housewives of Potomac and Love and Marriage Huntsville. We've been on for 55 minutes. I appreciate all y'all joining the live. Okay. Hopefully I'll be back later this week. I did not review Married to Medicine, but if not, I'll see y'all on Ooh Ladies First panel. Okay. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. I'm starting to post more shorts to YouTube. So if I watch something on TV, and I'm not necessarily reviewing the show, I might just post a short for it. So if you're not on YouTube, get on the YouTube app and watch my short so we can talk about the other shows, okay? With that being said, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.